1.
Super friend. Sit down. Bitch.
It's sex part 2. Oh my god. Welcome back. Whoop. Oh, super simpatico.
So, as you might notice, we're
In the same exact clothes because this is the same recording.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's been 20 minutes maybe.
Something like that. We took a little quick break.
You'll notice the again because here we are.
Here we are again. We really don't need to do the whole charade of talking about our week because we've already done that.
Yeah, it's been 20 minutes.
So let's talk about what we're drinking.
Go for it.
I've got a ginger root beer Zevia
Dope.
because I don't feel like drinking.
I have a froth liquid lollipop triple fruited sour. My buddy got one of these the other day, literally out of the back of a car.
Wow, what?
Yeah, somebody at the brewery that he went to was just selling these out of the back of his car, and he was like, "Yeah." So
No, I would never take anything out of the back of a car.
well, he did, and I drank one. It was really good. This one is strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, fluff, and coconut. It's gonna be oh god.
Oh my god! Please don't drop it. Oh my god!
It's
Don't
gonna
drop
be
it.
Very interesting.
It sounds like a Fruit Loop. Does it taste like a Fruit Loop? Oh no! What? You want me to try it? We already did that.
Dude, this is completely different though. This is wild. Don't let the smell fool you.
The smell is gross.
Don't let the smell
It
fool
smells
you.
like cheap beer.
I thought the smell was weird too.
That's palatable. It's not the worst beer I've ever had. It's definitely you hear all the fruity notes. I will say, good job whoever made this beer because I can actually taste the fruity notes.
Froth Brewing in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo.
in
Liquid lollipop. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? For the name, the flavor palette, it's pretty right. It's pretty right. I still just don't like it.
Shout out to Chris. Thanks for getting this for me, man. This is
Shout
great.
out NJ Beer Shares.
NJ Beer Shares again. So in the 20 minutes that we've been gone,
we've ordered food.
We ordered food. And then a few things on top of that. There was a little bit of a miscommunication in terms of what kinks meant.
Oh my god!
And I described to Vince that there, I can get aggressive and like very handsy and leave bruises, and I fistfuls of hair and shit. So I mean,
listen.
I wasn't sure if that was still
Linda,
too vanilla for you.
Listen, Linda, I hit stop on the record for the first part of this episode, and I turned to my co-host and I said, "I'm really disappointed in you. I did not think you were this boring."
He did.
And then he started going on and on and on. So we're gonna have to just give him examples and see if he's down for the bullshit. So let's get into kinks.
Let's do it.
Alex, do you know what the number one kink in New Jersey is?
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey. I don't know if this is like the one that's most popular or the one that's like most looked up on the internet.
So we don't know if it's the most popularly searched or if it's...
I think it's the most popularly searched. I don't remember what the website said.
Is popularly a word?
Popularly, yes.
Is it the most popular searched kink or is it the
Yes.
most popular performed?
I'm gonna go with the first one you offered me.
For New Jersey?
I'm gonna assume. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it has something to do with spaghetti sauce.
They just they watch Jersey Shore on a loop and just rapidly masturbate.
Oh yeah, get in that gravy.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Well, not the brown gravy, the red gravy.
It doesn't get any better. It's not any better. It's not any better. What are you doing? Oh my god.
You're not properly seasoning the sauce. In all
I want to
seriousness,
punch you.
I know. I want to always, every morning. I'm gonna have to go with foot stuff.
Nope.
Okay.
Alex, you would be wrong. The most popularly searched kink in New Jersey is, drum roll, group sex. Group sex.
Like orgies?
Orgies, threesomes, just more than one-on-one.
Now,
Have you ever had group sex?
I have not.
If you listened to last episode, you know I have. I've had orgies. I've had a foursome. I've had a threesome. It has been wonderful.
Now with the search engine,
Yes.
is this like searched on websites? Well, obviously it's a website. Is it searched on like a Pornhub kind of deal, or is it
I think it's Googled.
like a Craigslist
Based off of Google.
Okay, interesting.
What do you think is the number one?
I really am trying so hard. This followed me from the last episode. I keep saying interesting, and I really don't want to. We're gonna have to start tallying my Nicolas Cage interesting. God damn it.
Ew.
Continue, please.
What do you think is the number one kink in New York? We'll give one of the tri-states a little airtime.
In New York. I'm gonna say is this the whole state?
State of New York.
The whole state of New York.
State of New York.
Okay.
This is what is the most Googled kink.
Oh God. I'm gonna say BDSM.
You would be wrong again.
Shocker. Go ahead.
It's leather.
I wasn't far.
You're not far. But leather scene and BDSM, they do go hand in hand, but they're not the same.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
If you're into BDSM, sometimes you wear leather, but if you wear leather, you're not always into BDSM.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, all different things.
I hope you guys are sitting here
Oh, wait. No, I actually did write one more down. Rhode Island. What do you think Rhode Island's number one fetish is?
Fucking tea bags. I don't know. Fucking New England.
That's not Boston. I'm saying Rhode Island, not Boston.
New England. Listen, Rhode Island's still New England.
I
know it's the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
What the hell's in Rhode Island, man? Like, what are they even known for?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the last time I went to Rhode Island.
I don't know.
What is the number one kink? 3, 2, 1, spit it out.
Spitting.
No. Fist fucking.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island's really coming up the rear with that one. Alex has a giant fucking water jug that he's chugging his hydration from.
Do you think you could put this in a person?
I could put it in somebody, and I could probably put it in me.
All
It's all in me. It's pretty. You'd have to be really lubed up.
It's about the circumference of my palm, and
It's definitely bigger. It's bigger.
I weighed it full the other day.
Yeah.
8 pounds.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's a heavy sack you got.
It's a weapon, man. Like,
if that thing is full to the brim, absolutely, you could kill somebody with it. You could bludgeon them to death.
Mm-hmm. And then I can drink afterwards. After I worked up a thirst.
Or you could put bleach in it and clean up the crime scene.
Yeah, but then I can't ever use it again.
You could use it to kill another person. It's like,
I meant to drink.
If you kill somebody with that thing, what do you think you're gonna do with it ever again? Are you ever gonna be able to look at that and drink from it?
If I killed somebody with the water bottle, I'd probably still drink from it. 'Cause it's
Okay.
like drinking the blood of my
It doesn't hold sentimental value to you. I see. My first murder weapon.
By Hasbro.
What was the company that did Child's Play? The good boy, the good guy doll.
Oh fuck. Was it a popular?
I don't frickin' know. Whatever. Moving onward.
Moving onward.
Okay. Let's just we're gonna talk about a couple kinks here, and I'm gonna see if you're either into it, if you've done it, or if you would try it.
Okay.
Because just because you're into it doesn't mean you want to try it. You might want to watch it. Oh, side note. Hold on. Porn. Do you watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
What? How old were you when you first watched porn?
13.
Okay. Late in life, I see.
Well, wait, are we talking like? It's so funny that this is I actually made one of my friends almost cry laughing yesterday because I brought this up. Are we talking
Can't
like
wait.
porn, or are we talking like being a youngin and turning on your TV really late at night and like real sex is on?
I mean, what is the first time that you have ever watched a video
Of a
where there
PNG?
was sexual relations going on?
Like visible
Visible
penetration.
XXX, no Skinamax.
13.
Okay. I was 9. I found my dad's porn DVD. It was horrible, but I watched it several times. Sorry, Dad. I don't even he used to hide them because like I wasn't tall enough to get it, but I remember he like either didn't put it away or it was peeking out where I could see what it was, and I like grabbed something so I could try to get it off the shelf. Do you watch porn a lot?
Define a lot.
Like, how often would you say in a week you watch porn?
A couple times probably.
Okay. Now, do you go through moods with porn? Like, do you
like,
have
what
like a go-to
what
video?
am I in the mood for?
Or do you like, is like one day you're into like the cute, passionate lovemaking, and then the next day you want like tied up leather puppy electrostimulation?
So, do I search different things? Yes.
Okay.
Do I go that extreme?
No, absolutely not. You rated yourself a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, maybe it's because I discovered porn at such a young age that, like, the more porn I look at, the worse it has to be.
You got desensitized?
Yeah, where it's like I like, but and like I know I'm never gonna hit like a portion where like it becomes an illegal thing. Mm-hmm. Like I know that, but like there's some interesting videos on Pornhub, XTube, Gay For It, RedTube.
Let's be real.
OnlyFans.
Not even 40 minutes ago. Not in front of the salad.
Yes, not in front of my salad. So that, but and then that's the thing is there's like the wholesome ones where it's like fucking my stepfather, and then there's
that's the wholesome one.
my stepmother licked my asshole.
Like the passionate, like here's what the Kama Sutra looks like. It's very tastefully shot.
There was this one gay porn star who did.
Do you exclusively watch gay porn?
I do occasionally watch a threesome with a woman.
Okay. Is it like a bi threesome? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind. Sometimes I picture myself as her. I'm like, ooh, Speaking of threesomes, because that's a fetish and a kink in a way.
Okay.
Have you ever had one?
I have not.
Would you ever have one?
If the opportunity arose, I mean, sure.
Okay. Let me tell you how straight people need to have threesomes. Because there's a science to it. There's a formula. You and your significant other are on vacation.
Okay.
You're on vacation. You're out for like date night, dinner, whatever. You're having a couple of drinks. You see somebody either at the bar, at the restaurant, the hotel, the resort, wherever. Guy or girl, whoever you fancy. You invite them in. You have your fun. And then you never see them again. If you have a threesome with like your best friend,
that's weird.
One, it's weird. 2, you keep reliving it. Mm-hmm. And then 3, what happens if like the feelings get skewed in other directions between the people?
Yeah.
Because it's a very real thing. Gay people, we don't worry about that. We will fuck you over and over and over again and then go out for like tea and biscuits. Straight people, I don't know what it is with y'all, but emotions. Ugh. What? Y'all got a lot of feelings. Turn it off. It's just sex.
Do you not like passion?
I absolutely love passion, but there's a difference between passion and emotion. Bitch. I'm getting philosophical on this bitch.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would be very nervous isn't the right word.
Apprehensive?
Sure.
Okay.
Like
care
I
care
feel
to
like,
explain?
I feel like I'd have to work up to it because it's like I feel like it'd be such like a high level of excitement
Okay.
to have like either like let's say you have two mouths on you.
Okay.
That's probably awesome.
Okay. All right. Finish what you're gonna say, and then I'm gonna pose this
or
at
like
you.
or like the scenario where like let's say like one rides you and the other one is riding your face and they're like making out over you. Like
Okay.
that seems awesome.
Okay.
But I feel like because at that point, like, let's say you're with your significant other and then you're with a stranger,
Yes.
then you have to like. I feel like for me, I would be like, I can't dedicate too much time to this stranger because I'm afraid of what the significant other will say. Like I can't be like I can't show two different levels of excitement.
Uh-huh.
Like I have to keep one broad spectrum. Like I have to keep this energy here, the same energy over here, but I can't be too energetic over here because then
You gotta balance.
Yeah.
You've got to find the balance.
you got to do like a 70-30.
Now, speaking of balance, let's just hypothetical. You and your girlfriend are out on vacation. This cute guy comes up at the bar and he's flirting with your girlfriend, and flirting with her in the sense of like trying to initiate the threesome. Mm-hmm. And she proposes it to you, and you agree to do it. And he's bisexual. So now you just said like two mouths. Would you allow that?
I wouldn't be down for it.
No. Alex is again straight.
Whoa.
I've had threesomes actually with a guy and a woman, but like my part of the threesome like was more focused on him.
When you say more focused, do you mean entirely?
No, like I would make out with her and I would touch her tits, but like I didn't do any like insertion, so I never really counted as like having sex with her. Like I would just call that foreplay.
Okay.
I'm down for a good time. So for you then it's got to be the girl on girl threesome.
Yeah.
So you're selfish is what you're trying to say.
I mean,
You're selfish because you want to be the star of the show.
well, not.
That's
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Come on, let's call a spade a
But
spade.
here's the thing about it. Like,
Okay.
Because there's always the insecurity factor. Because like, let's say you meet a stranger, it's a dude, and he just pulls out like a horse dick, and you're just like, well, that's it for me.
Let me give you a little bit of knowledge.
Go for it.
On
That's what I'm
dick
here for.
size. As a gay man to a straight man.
Okay.
A horse hung cock is wonderful. It is absolutely amazing. But that's a once in a while type of thing. It's something. It's like when you go to the restaurant and you're like, you know what? Today we're gonna treat ourselves. We're ordering the filet mignon and lobster tail. Like it's not something you always order, but it's always on the menu. Whereas like you have your go-to of like chicken fingers, chicken parm. Like you have those everyday things that like you can always enjoy when it's ready. You know, you don't have to be like in the mood or like prepared for it. Whereas like average size cock, I'm not always trying to just get impaled by a humongous penis. That hurts. That takes a lot of time and energy to prep for. That takes a lot of mental and physical prep because you have to mentally get into the head game to do it. Head game. You have to get into the head game to do it. And it, like I said, it's not always like it's great when you do it, but it's not an everyday thing. Unless it is for you, because if that's like just me personally speaking, I would rather have a normal sustainable type of penis to work with rather than be stuck with like fucking elephant tail.
So you know what? I think I am going to retract my previous statement, and here's why.
Okay.
Because my previous statement about
Insecurities?
No, about like actually going through with the threesome. Because
Okay.
On my end, it would be the same thing. Whereas like if it was a 2-girl thing versus a 2-guy thing, where it would be a matter of attention. Because like let's say if it's a 2-guy thing and I'm with my significant other, and now I feel like
You're the one being left out.
right, but I'm also the one in the relationship, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. This is weird to me now. So you know
and
what?
that's why you have to do it.
So you know what?
On a night when
Presented-
you're drinking out of the country with someone you'll never see again.
I-
That's where it adds, because
But
then
see,
you can
but-
have no inhibitions.
I don't know. I think I'd rather just avoid the threesome or group stuff entirely, and just focus my attention specifically on the one person.
Now, all right. So no more threesomes. But what about cuckolding?
Like watching someone else. Fuck
Would
my
you
significant other?
watch? Would you watch your significant other hook up with somebody else, or would you hook up with somebody else because they wanted to watch?
I wouldn't feel comfortable either way.
My co-host is so vanilla. Oh my god, I feel like filthy, disgusting vermin right now. Because
you
I'm
can't-
asking you all of these things.
No, you can't call vanilla. Vanilla is like only doing missionary.
That's not true.
Only doing missionary?
I'm not saying that is not what I would classify vanilla as.
Yeah, you and I are very different people. I consider myself a 5, remember? So for me, I would consider vanilla...
Tens
I would consider
across the
myself-
board.
Like, vanilla is just like, you only have sex in your bedroom, and you only do missionary, and then that's it. Cuckolding from that is like a very severe jump.
Yes, if you're calling that vanilla, then yes, that's obviously a very
Yeah.
severe jump. That's you jumping from 1 to 7, but you're sitting at a 5.
You also straight up was just like, you straight up said last episode, I'm a slut.
I did.
So
I did.
And
Absolutely.
So you have.
I fully acknowledge that. I lost my virginity at 15, and I have had lots of sexual experience, and I love it. Shit.
So
love sex.
you
Sex
have-
is great.
You have slut, and you had
Prude.
one night stand ever.
This is true.
Very different.
I just thought you'd be more like open-minded to experimenting with things, I guess I would say.
I think I just overthink entirely too much about everything. And like when I'm
See, with sex
I'm
you can't
in-
overthink it. You just gotta feel.
if I'm in a relationship,
Okay.
like I want.
If a couple came up to you and asked you to be in a threesome with them, would you do it? If you didn't know who either of them were, they just wanted you to come join them for a night? Like, would you be the guest star?
I don't think so. I think that'd be really weird for me. But I don't know. You're also.
But I don't know.
You're also presenting with. You're
I'm
also.
giving you a lot of options here because I know a lot of people who would pay you good money for it. These gay guys, honey, would eat you
you're
up
presenting
and
with-
eat you out.
You're presenting me with so many scenarios that like I don't even get approached by like the wait staff at a restaurant. So for a couple to be like, "Hey, fella, you wanna?"
You come fuck my wife?
Apparently they're foreign as shit. But I like I said, like for me, like where you consider yourself a slut, like I don't know, I'm a relationships kind of guy. I've only like I very drunkenly made out with somebody in Dominican Republic once when I was like in my early 20s,
Okay.
and
Wild night for you, kid.
it was very out of character for me.
I'm absolutely. I'm not disregarding that. That is very out of character for you.
Yeah, very out of character.
Like
for me. And then yeah,
I guess like maybe because I've been so like exposed to it from such a young age and doing it for so long. So much experience. I guess it goes back to the point of being like a little desensitized. Like sex is fun, but like what's the next thing that's gonna be like more fun? So you just gotta have more sex. Have you had sex with a lot of people?
4.
Wow, what a stand-up guy.
4.
How old are you?
30.
Wow.
One of which was the one night stand. But I mean, every other person I've slept with is a long-term relationship, and then one short-term relationship. But that was kind of like a re-entry into dating. That was
a rebound. We're
was-
gonna call it what it was.
Yeah.
It was a rebound.
rebound, re-entry.
There's nothing wrong with admitting something was a rebound as long as you aren't going to deny the fact that it was a rebound.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like I was very respectful about it. Like when I knew I didn't want to continue, I like went there and I addressed it in person. I was like, "Hey, listen."
In a pandemic.
Yeah.
You even had the courtesy in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Pandemic.
I refuse. I don't care what situation I'm in. I will never, ever ghost anybody. That's fucked up.
That's very admirable
fucked
of
up.
you, honestly, because ghosting is the worst
No,
thing.
because like if
but
you,
guilty, I've done it.
if you have an issue, if there's something you need to talk about, and you're dating somebody, and like you're aiming for like a lengthy or like a relationship, like something you expect to be forever.
Yes.
If you have an issue, you address it.
Yeah.
If it's something like, hey, I don't like.
I think
hold
that's
on.
okay.
Drink. Remember, interruptions game still holds true. If you're if you're in a lengthy relationship, and if you can't address issues, whether it be simple as just like, I don't like the way you cooked dinner, versus I don't think I think you're taking me for granted. Two very different parts of a relationship.
Okay.
Both should be addressed with the same severity. You shouldn't have to hold anything back.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that is like what most people would consider ghosting.
Well, no,
I'm talking about ghosting in reference of like you're talking to somebody you met on an app or you met at a bar, you've been texting each other, setting up this. You go on one date and then you never hear from them again. I'm not talking about like years down the line and then all of a sudden like communication gets closed off.
What I said wasn't in regard to ghosting. What I was saying is just like if you're in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And like addressing an issue, talking. Like when I went and saw her, I was like, hey, listen, like I don't think we should do this anymore.
Uh-huh.
Rather than just being like, bye.
You just said I don't ghost anybody, though. So that's where I was just segueing into ghosting.
Yeah, no. Well,
wait, can I tell you about the one time I like hardcore ghosted somebody?
Sure.
I was 19.
Okay.
And I had been talking to this guy on a dating app, and you have to be 18 to go on the dating apps. So he had said to me, "Oh, by the way, I'm not 18. I'm only 17."
I don't know if you saw it through finger quotes at the screen, and that's specifically
yes.
why. It was. Remember when like MySpace was a thing? Everyone was like, you have to be 18 or 17 or whatever to do this, and everyone was like 14.
Well,
haha. Like no.
MySpace was different because MySpace, like, you weren't actively on there trying to get penetrated. You know what I mean? Like it happened on MySpace, but it wasn't something that you were actively. It wasn't the premise
purpose,
of the site.
yeah.
Whereas like the dating apps, like, not that it's for most gay dating apps, it's a hookup app.
Well,
No.
you figure too for stuff like Tinder, it's like swipe right and slip it
Right.
in.
Ooh. So I was like, okay, like when do you turn 18? And he was like, oh, in a few months. So I was like, okay, like whatever, like we keep talking, see how things progress.
How old are you?
19.
Okay.
So he told me he was 18, said no, I'm actually 17, but I'm almost 18. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then we're talking for like another 2 weeks, and then we agree to like go see a movie together.
Okay.
So I pick him up.
You see Hereditary?
No, I'm so sad. Hold on. Because I was really sad about what happened. Because just for the sake of what happened,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I pick him up. We're chatting a little bit before the movie, and he says, "Okay, I have to really confess something to you, and I don't want you to be mad." And I said, "What? What is it?" And he said, "I'm actually 16." And when I tell like the sirens that went off in my head, at that time, I thought I hallucinated. I was in shock for a second, so I was just like, okay, well, we're about to go see the movie. So 2 for Oz the Great and Powerful, please. Like, or wait, what was the one that came out with James Franco? Was it? It's just Oz, right?
Yeah.
So we went to go see that one. So I'm immediately turned off and shut off at this point by this guy. So I'm just like sitting in the movie theater chair with my arms and legs just like touching each other, trying so hard not to be near him, but not actively leaning away from him. And he's trying to like touch my arm and like he's trying to cuddle, and I'm just like. And then at one point at one point I say to myself, you're just gonna have to leave. You're just gonna have to leave him, and you're gonna walk out of the theater and you're not gonna look back. You're just gonna go.
So in this case,
Uh-huh.
in this instance,
Yes.
you did the right thing.
Oh, I will absolutely.
Because like,
but what I want to preface here is, I absolutely had no intentions of doing anything with anybody at that age. Even if he was turning 17 the next day, like 19 it's still. It's weird. I don't know. For some reason, I can hook up with somebody 10 years older than me, but if at the age of 18 or 19, I couldn't go below me.
Well, it's because
it needed to be 18 and up.
Because you look at them as an adult. You don't look at them as like, oh, you're in high school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're watching this movie, and I'm really, really trying so hard to just remain calm and cool, while thinking in my head, like, you need to get the fuck out. Get out. And I don't want to go because the movie's really good. So I'm like prolonging it as long as I can, and then I turn to him and I say, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I walked down those stairs. I walked out of that theater. I walked into the parking lot. I got into my car. I turned the car on. I drove, and I never looked back.
Did you tell him that you left, or
nope? Because at that point I did not care.
Okay.
I drove from the AMC in Linden.
I want to say that's a little messed up, but at the same time, the circumstances are very like.
It was totally messed up. It was so rude to this person who now doesn't have a ride home. I mean, he lived like 4 minutes from the theater, so like, it wasn't that bad. But I made it from Linden movie theater to Emily's house in Avenel. I knocked on her door. I walked and I said, "Let me tell you what the just happened to me."
Did you just censor yourself?
I know I did. Aren't you proud of me? Ah! That's called growth.
Everybody, throw up one of your drinks.
Oh my god!
Throw up one of your drinks.
You're a mess. So I get to her house. I'm telling her mom, her sister about what just happened, and how like I needed to get out. I felt so uncomfortable. And I get a text from him. And he said, where are you? Are you coming back? And then I just said, oop, time to block him.
I thought you responded with oops.
Imagine, oopsie.
Oops. I took a wrong turn and ended up in my car.
I felt like I was like being watched, like in a movie. Like I felt like people were watching me leave. So I was like, the more I felt people watch me, the faster I had to get out of there. The faster I got out of there, the more I felt people were watching me.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was cringe. And that is like the worst time I've ever ghosted somebody, because at that point it needed to be done. I needed to save myself. I needed to make sure I could not be incarcerated for anything. What are you making that face for?
Speaking of ghosts, so Vince has his list of kinks and stuff that he's going to ask me. One thing I Googled as part of the research for this before I decided to drop the idea in case we started saying the same stuff, there's apparently a fetish where people are just like turned on and just like they do stuff to themselves.
Okay.
At the thought of being watched by spirits and stuff like that.
No.
That's a thing.
No.
In fact,
Grandma, I don't need you watching. Uncle Dan, go ahead.
Don't. I have an Uncle Dan.
Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam's big brother is always watching.
Hold on. Go to the next topic. I want to look up what this is called.
Okay. Well, so the next fetish we are going to talk about is chastity. Have you ever dabbled with that?
Before I answer that,
Yes.
spectrophiliac.
Yes. I did see that one.
Needless to say,
What?
literally all it says, needless to say, busted makes them feel good.
Oh my god.
That's literally all it says about that.
No. No. No.
Oh, God.
Why? Oh,
that's good Lord. All right, so
chastity.
Chastity. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that when like that's like the chastity belt, right? Like where you kind of like lock up.
So
You lock up your private parts because
in a sense.
because
So
you're
it's
a
more
naughty, naughty
advanced
boy.
now in like 2020.
It's advanced. Is there like a fucking like
There-
Apple
a cock
Face ID?
cage. It's a cock cage. It goes like you put your cock in it, you lock it, and then you like if you get an erection, like it stops you from getting an erection. You can't like jerk it. All you can do is there's a little piss slit.
That sounds awful.
Absolutely, but
Why would you ever ask if I wanted to do that?
some people get off on being told when they are allowed to come. Absolutely. And then there's some people like they'll do chastity and like they'll never take it off. Like they live in the cock cage for like weeks on end, and like they take it off to like clean and stuff, but they like wear it for numerous amounts of time. And then like they have like somebody who like is the key holder and tells them when they're allowed to come.
Like Ghostbusters,
I guess
the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
There is no Dana, only Zool. but for wieners.
Sure. They have the key holder, and they're the ones who kind of dictate when they're allowed to play with their dick.
Okay. Can't say I want to do that.
I don't know if straight people really get into chastity like that. But here's one that I think is pretty common for straight people: wax play. Like a candle with the wax. It's very erotic. I don't like it. I've done it. It burns. I don't like hot wax. I don't mind dipping my finger in and like peeling it off. That's fun. No, I don't want it dripping on my back. Ow.
I kind of feel like levels of pain are just like they shouldn't be in the bedroom. Like there's scratching, there's biting, there's handprints, bruising, like shit like that.
Uh-huh.
But when it comes to like burns or cuts or just like intentional pain, I'm just like ugh.
So what you're telling me is that you're not into impact play.
Is that like getting hit with a hammer?
Impact play is essentially getting like hit or I guess in a sense like fighting, getting tortured.
Interesting.
Where
like,
where like the pain of them hitting you is pleasure.
Can't say I'd be into that.
So no cock and bull torture either. You don't want somebody stepping on your balls.
Oh my god!
That's
I can't
the thing.
believe people
pay for that.
I've seen that. Like
people pay for that.
When I brought up
people will pay for anything.
that.
If you provide a service, you can get paid for it.
It's true.
And my motto is: if you have a check, I have a service.
As long as it doesn't bleed or cry.
As long as I don't bleed or cry.
I don't even want to say like I've choked someone before because I get freaked out because like
I love that. I love getting choked.
Like I'll apply pressure, but then I have to watch. Like I have to watch the eyes. I have to watch like the
There's
gasp.
a method to choking though.
It's the sides. Like,
no, it's not even that. You can't go into here, but like if you go down here, that's where it's good. You got to go low.
See, I feel like
and then you kind of like grip around the collarbone.
I have big enough hands that I just go for like the sides and I squeeze the sides as opposed to like crushing the windpipe.
You don't even have to crush the windpipe because if you
shouldn't crush the windpipe. That's actual choking.
Absolutely. So if you actually
Do you want me to continue talking? Because you're really bad at multitasking.
I know I'm really bad at multitasking. The food is here.
So while you are answering that, I'm going to bring up the topic of autoerotic asphyxiation, because I know that is something that people are.
That
very
actually was
into.
one of my things.
There you go. One of your things that you were going to talk about, or something you've done.
Both. A little choking is not that bad. You just have to have a spotter. You like you can't do it alone, and if you
wait. So, hold on. When you say a spotter,
you have to have someone who knows that you're doing it, so that way they know to check on you.
But like, it's one of those things where like if you're gonna put like a belt on like a coat rack,
yeah,
and be like, okay, I need you to watch me do this so I don't die.
Absolutely. 1,000%.
So you get a person to watch you choke yourself while you're pulling your putt?
Yes.
That's insane.
So you don't accidentally hang yourself, because that's happened a lot of times.
No, David Carradine. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. You need a spotter.
But what is the purpose
Of what?
Like, why do people do it?
The choking part?
Is it because like as you're
the blood getting cut off gives you this like lightheaded feeling, and then you kind of just it's a little euphoric.
Okay.
It's not like I said, it's not always on the menu, but I'll order it from time to time.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, be into what you're into, but I mean, don't expect someone like me to be like, what the fuck?
we're not into kink shaming. We don't kink shame in this podcast, young man.
My reaction is strictly because I am shocked.
Okay.
Because I don't know. There was another episode.
Get educated.
I think it was episode 4 where I straight up say like I'm uneducated on the topic, and here we are again. I am uneducated on the topic, and that is a very real statement.
The first key is acceptance.
I cannot say that I have ever choked myself and pulled my wiener, nor have I ever been like, "Yo, bro, spot me."
I'm telling you, gotta just do a little bit. You gotta do a little something. So you're not into choking. Womp womp. Would you try findom?
Is that like pretending to be a shark?
No, findom or findom. I don't even know if I'm doing the correct pronunciation. But that is when you're either the cash giver or the cash taker.
Explain.
So, like, if me and you were in a relationship, and I was the cash master, and you
Sounds like a monopoly.
were it would be the cash pig, is what they get called. Yeah, cash pig. You would devote your extra spare income to me because I am a god who deserves it.
Call JG.
I need my money now.
And this is like a sexual thing?
It does sometimes provide sexual pleasure to the cash pig.
To give away their money.
Yes. There's a touch of eroticism that comes with that.
Is it like
it's something that turns them on. That's the fetish. It turns them on to give you the money.
Is it like a reciprocative? Is there reciprocation? Like
it depends on the relationship you have with the cash master. Sometimes like you tribute them money and then they give you things in return. Sometimes they give you sexual acts in return. Sometimes they spit on you and say that's what you've earned. Like, it just depends on who you're like in that kind of kink with.
Can't say I'd be down for that. That seems just like weird. Like,
you wouldn't mind if like somebody who just wanted to pour money on you?
If somebody wanted to just give me money, sure. Who wouldn't want that?
Okay. Usually they just want to give away the money. They're not expecting anything in return.
Then sure. I would be into it.
We finally found a kink Alex would do.
Yes, literally every single person on the fucking planet would be like, all I have to do is get money? Okay. Who wouldn't do that?
Would you ever try electrostimulation? Weren't you supposed to do that? Didn't you lose a bet to the boys? And you were supposed to do the Complex pad on your ball?
Funny story about that. So, I did in fact lose a bet. So Vince and I have a muscle stimulation unit called a Complex. It's, supposed to be for like muscle stimulation for like your shoulders, your back, your legs, your calves, your arms, whatever.
Anywhere that there's a muscle that blood flows to.
Right. And
wonky.
And the console provides like a certain level of, I'll just call it voltage. Current, yeah. A certain level of current, and it makes your muscles spasm. So it's supposed to increase blood flow and like help with recovery, etc. I lost a bet where I would put 2 of the pads on my testicles. I didn't do it for a long time.
But you did it?
But I did it.
What? You never told me this.
I could have sworn I did.
Nope.
It was a while ago, but yeah, I did it. It's not fun.
I don't think that is quite safe enough to use on that type of area. I don't think that you put it on like the actual sexual organs. You put them on the surrounding areas, and the currents go through that.
So the way that I did it with the Complex is definitely not
the sexual way that you're supposed to do it.
Intended purpose.
Gotcha.
It was kind of like the jackass level of doing it.
Okay.
Because all it felt like was a bunch of little needles. Like, you know when you get tattooed and it's like kind of a sharp vibrating pain because the tattoo gun is moving so fast?
Uh-huh.
It's like that.
Okay.
Not as severe as the tattoo pain, like of your skin actually being cut, but like just a very rapid, needly movement on your balls. And I did it.
What did you put it on one?
I put one on each side.
No, I'm saying about like the voltage. Like, what did you turn it up to?
I don't.
How long did you leave them on for?
Like 10 seconds.
Oh.
I kept going up slowly. I think I got to like 8.
You might be in torture.
Once I got to like 8, I was just like, I don't like this anymore.
That's when you have to learn how to push past the barriers.
I'm giving it all she's got, Captain.
Oh my god.
So if I were to try it properly, what would you say that entails?
I think you put
Like a car, like a car battery to the nips?
No. It would be like in the area surrounding. So like your inner thigh.
Okay.
And like that, like in that area. So, and like you would have them cross current, I think, so that way they would like flow through. Or you use like a masturbation sleeve, like a fleshlight. You attach it to that, and it kind of like numbs it down and like puts it around your whole penis. I've never actually done it, but I'm very intrigued by it. If anyone would like to point me in the direction of who I can find that would do that properly and safely, please let me know. I'm always down to try something.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. What? I need stories. I need to tell stories. True. I'm doing the hard legwork for this podcast. To talk about sex for 2 episods. And more down the line, I'm sure.
I think I would try it.
If it was done correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think we could use the Compex for that. I think that you have to get like a specific
No, you need to get like a
machine.
Yeah, you need to have something. Yeah.
Something equally intense but not as painful. Do you know what a Yanni egg is?
Isn't Yanni like a oboe player or something?
I have no idea.
No, I'm sorry. That's Kenny G. Yanni's a musician. I know that much.
Okay.
But go ahead. Tell me what a Yanni egg is. Is that like a Benoit ball?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh god.
But it's like an egg.
I did not want to be right.
It's like an egg.
It's like
instead of a ball, it's more egg shaped, so it's elongated, ovally. It's a Fabergé egg in your ass. No, not a Fabergé egg.
Is it one of
that's the gay.
Is it like it's like a music box egg? Like you put it up there and then it plays Donna Summer?
You crank the thing, the egg turns, and then it slowly starts to open as 2 ballerinas dance in the egg. And it stretches you open.
Catch it this summer, Nicolas Cage in National Treasure 3.
Interesting.
Or 4. Is he on 3 or 4?
I don't know.
Either way, it's interesting.
We're
gonna get sued.
No, we're not. You're gonna get sued from Nicolas Cage. I want nothing to do with you, Nicolas Cage. Please do not sue me. I have nothing to offer you at all.
Don't let him think. Don't let his words tell you that I have anything to offer.
Okay. Now I have here water sports and scat
definitely
and blood. Now those were always like hard limits for me for a while.
So before you even get into detail,
and then I discovered water sports wasn't that bad.
Before we even get into detail, we discussed the water sports thing last time.
Yes.
And that was like not a random thing, but if I had a significant other that was just like, let me pee on you, I'd be like, I'll just go in the shower. Fuck it.
That's where a lot of water sports takes place.
I would suspect so. Yeah, like you don't do that on your bedspread. Scat is a hard no. Scat is a hard no, and
I'm not saying I'm into it because I'm not. I'm into asking people who are into it what it is that makes it pleasurable.
Okay.
Because I'm not a kink shamer, but I'm also not like I'm down to try almost anything. I will say that.
You're uneducated on the topic.
Yes. But what I want to say is I'm not going to try every single thing because there's certain things I know I just won't do. Like I won't do anything with blood. I won't do anything with animals. I won't do anything with children, and I won't do anything with poop. Like those are the hard limits. Like
That's on the list of cry. Won't do things that make you bleed or cry. That is on the list of cry.
Yeah, that would make me cry and maybe bleed. You never know.
Yeah.
But so water sports we've talked about, scat, hard no, and then blood.
Blood is also a hard no.
Okay.
But I would put that in the category as well with what about this?
Well, so there's some people who are very into blood, whether it's like Dracula, like the vampire aspect, because there's like a whole vampire kink world. Like there's furries, puppies, there's otters, pups, bears, and then there's the vampires. It's like an episode of True Blood, but everyone's gay.
If you listen closely, you can hear the Lion King song playing
in the jungle.
I was talking like the intro.
Oh. Oh my god.
It's fucking Circle of Life.
Anyway, but then I know that there's, I only bring this up because you're straight, and this is like a very real thing. Okay. Women have their monthly visitor. Some guys like to go down on them when they're menstruating, when they're getting their period. Like that's a thing some people enjoy doing.
So I've never done,
and that includes blood.
So I've never done it. Anytime that I've like attempted to go down when it's happening, I get stopped, and at that point it's like, okay, I got stopped.
Yeah.
And then
no means no.
At that point, like, would I still get handsy? Sure.
Okay.
Am I still down to bang? Yeah.
Okay.
Am I gonna actively look for blood as like something I'm excited for? No. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Like it's part of, at that point it's part of the act because of nature. But I'm not gonna like cut your leg and then put my hands in it and then like jerk off. Okay.
That's a snuff film you just described.
Is the blood thing specifically like period stuff or like...
No, I'm just saying that's an option you have when it comes to blood because of just of things you may have done already because it happens.
Yeah, for like I'm not
it's a natural part of life. We are all like I said, oozing with blood.
If I'm getting handsy and it happens, whatever. If I get stopped, whatever. If I know, I probably wouldn't actively be like, because I don't know, it's just the taste of blood when you're expecting the taste of pussy. It's just not.
Gotcha. If you ever lick or go down on anyone and you taste like I think copper, if it like tastes like copper, that means blood.
It's copper or iron.
Something metallic. Something with like a metal taste.
Metallic flavor,
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so then now that we've talked about some of the more common kinks,
you are learning so much about us.
Let's start talking about some that are...
He has flashcards.
I have flashcards.
To those of you who are just listening, he has flashcards.
So I have a few interestingly named fetishes.
Sorry, Mom.
That I'm going to see if Alex either knows or would do.
Is there also a category of if it's something you made up? Like, is there one?
I wish, but I didn't have time to make any fake ones up.
Okay.
Because I really wanted to say, like, is it a fetish or is it a fake?
Okay.
But I didn't have time to look up the fake ones because I got too into looking up the real ones.
Okay. So is it something I would do? And
it's if you know what it is.
If I know what it is, okay. So identification, and if I would do it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Let's go.
So let's start with something that Alex could easily get. Okay. Masochism.
Masochism is essentially pain for pleasure, right? Like you get.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct.
I did
it. Next, let's say this is two of them: macrophilia, microphilia. They are very similar in such ways.
Does it have to do with like being attracted to like larger or smaller objects?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Wow. Okay. Let's spice it up a little bit.
What Vince doesn't know is that I spent 2 years in Amsterdam as a dungeon master.
Oh my god.
Did you ever see Euro Trip?
Pubophilia.
Lucy Lawless's character was based on me. Go ahead.
Pubophilia.
Does that have to do with pubes?
Yes. Fuck. Okay, you're doing really good.
That's like that one was really obvious.
I know. Partialism.
Before I continue, what is there more to what you're gonna say about the pubophilia? Is that like do you just like
Pubic hair turns them on. Some people don't want like a clean shave.
okay? I wasn't sure.
I
if there was,
honestly hate if it's like clean, like bare and naked floors.
That's weird.
It's too. I need a like. No, a stubble, a 5 o'clock shadow is better than nothing.
I mean, I'm not saying I would turn away.
Oh no, I wouldn't either. But I'm also not going to say don't groom because grooming is very important.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to go hunting in the forest for the tree. I just want to find it. Okay, partialism.
Partialism?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Aroused by a body part that is not sexual. So like forearms, biceps, calves, kneecaps,
I definitely
ear holes.
I definitely wouldn't fall under calves.
Okay, we have hemotolagnia. Some of these are so hard to pronounce.
Is that a spell? Like a wizard did it?
No, this isn't Harry Potter.
My brain tells me hemo has to do something with blood clotting.
Yes.
Okay.
It's blood fetish. Yeastiality. I swear to God, it's real. Yeastiality.
I feel like the beginning of the pandemic was yeastiality because everybody was just baking bread. Does it have to be like attracted to bread baking?
It's being attracted to baked goods or dough.
Like, wait, I was right?
Yeah.
Ew.
Some of them were pretty like cut and dry. Okay, so we have Tryptsolania. I might have spelled that wrong. Tryptsolania.
If I'm right, it's only because I saw it in that Google post that I just read a little while ago. Is that the one with long hair?
You're doing too good.
No,
technically, it has to do with like shampooing and massaging hair.
So that's the only reason I know that is because I saw it when I was looking for the
Yes.
the spectrophilia thing.
Okay.
That's the only reason I know that. I also, when you said that, remember like last year, and the housewife had her daughter do a music video.
Oh my god!
Hey, it's me, it's Melania.
Yes.
When you said the last thing, that's gonna haunt my fucking dreams tonight.
Okay.
And officially, I am cursing more than Vince.
Yeah, honestly,
last two
wow,
episodes.
my, how the tables have turned. Okay, autogonistophilia. I maybe butchered the pronunciation of that.
Try it again.
Autogonistophilia.
Autogonistophilia. Something with cars or the Autobahn?
No. It's being on stage or being filmed.
Okay.
People who get turned on by that. Colrophilia. Coloprophilia. You gotta give me some type of a guess.
Call me. People who get turned on by Paul Simon.
No.
Damn it. I was so sure.
It's people who get turned on by clowns. Sarah Paulson is in a place quaking right now. Autoplushophilia.
Does that have to do with like Beanie Babies?
Being dressed as a stuffed animal.
Kind of close.
Some people get turned on by that. I think it has to do with a little bit of like the furries.
If people can be furries, if people can be adult babies, if people can be dandies, people can be anything.
Catoptronophilia.
Oh God. Being a carrot. I don't fucking know.
No. Sex in front of a mirror. Being turned on, like
watching yourself.
Have sex. Yeah, in a sense. Like what's his name in American Psycho? Christian Bale.
I actually. So the last girl I dated,
Did she like to watch?
I don't know if she liked it, but I made her do it.
Ooh.
Going from the back and pull the hair.
And made her look at herself. You look at yourself in the mirror and see what I'm doing to you.
Don't swear to God, swear to me.
Yes, God.
No, that's from Batman. Again, Christian Bale. So. Sorry, Mom.
Let's see. Stigmatophilia.
Does that have to do with stigmata?
No, well, in a sense, tattoos, piercings.
Okay.
So anything that has to do with like needles, in a sense, like
okay,
in that way.
Got it.
Pictophilia.
Getting aroused by pictures.
Porn pictures, very specifically porn pictures.
It's like a hustler.
Yes. Let's see. Here, we'll end on an easy one. Voyeurism.
Is that like being attracted to Star Trek? I know what
serious?
voyeurism is.
I was just gonna say, please, like that's so easy. Ugh.
No, watching.
Okay, I'm like waiting for you to say it.
I know.
Okay, good. So wow, you did so much better than I actually expected you to do.
A lot of it comes from the name. It's just a matter of
the prefix is pretty
like,
self-explanatory.
I'll break things down.
I tried to take ones that would be easier to pronounce because some of them were really, really, really.
You were struggling a little bit,
and I was still struggling. I picked the easy ones, bitch.
Hip Hop Anonymous.
You what?
Have you never seen Big Daddy?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I have seen Big Daddy.
I
just don't remember that part.
Rob Schneider. He's trying to pronounce hippopotamus for Julian.
Oh.
Frankenstein. Hip Hop Anonymous.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen a lot of Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider. I was clearing my throat. Rob Schneider films, and
that's 2 drinks for me interrupting him, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of their films, but I've only ever seen them once, so I don't remember a lot of them. The only ones that I've seen more than once are 50 First Dates, and that's because I love Drew Barrymore, and The Hot Chick.
That's not even a Sandler movie.
Yes, it is.
Well, he's not in it.
Yes, he is.
Where?
If you've never seen The Hot Chick, let me just tell you Adam Sandler's part. They go into this like East meets West type vibe store, and this Adam Sandler's in like Rasta kind of get up, a little appropriation.
Oh, is he and he's selling them the bongs and stuff?
Oh, you could put your weed in there. Like that was his main line, was showing them stuff in the store and just letting them know like you can put your weed in there.
I have to watch it again.
I can't really. Wow.
I only saw it one time when I was in theaters.
I love that movie.
It was a very underrated movie.
It's
like people
great.
Say Rob Schneider like, oh, Deuce Bigelow, like, nah, Hot Chick.
Deuce Bigelow is good.
Deuce Bigelow is good.
Deuce Bigelow is pretty good.
Hot Chick was good. Did you ever see The Animal?
Oh,
The Animal was also pretty funny.
I feel like I did, but I don't remember a lot about it.
It's like feel free to correct me. He like gets in some sort of accident or finds his way into some sort of experiment where he gets like infused with animal DNA.
Oh my God.
And he like does like dolphin shit and he gets like acrobatic and there's just like it's not bad.
It's unrealistic.
I mean, I'm sure if I watch it now I'd be like, this is
it's unrealistic. I prefer the movie where these two people put on an earring and switch souls. So
is that Freaky Friday?
No, that's The Hot Chick.
Is that The Hot Chick?
Yes. Freaky Friday is a fortune cookie. Well, and that's the one with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. I am just endless amounts of knowledge when it comes to preteen movies.
Yeah, when it comes to be the entertainment episode, it's going to be a lot of media.
A lot of once again me knowing so much more than you, just like this last 2 episodes.
In terms of category,
I do have a wide variety.
Because I feel like I have like my nerdy like fantasy, and like I love Marvel movies and shit like that. Like I'm gonna know all about like that stuff and like science fiction shit, and you're gonna be on the end with like
all the good girl movies, all the 90s bops, a few 80s classics.
And then we're gonna meet in the middle with horror.
Yes.
I would say it's probably gonna be like a 70-30 ratio on his end.
Yes.
Because he's definitely gonna know more than I am on that one.
I've definitely seen a lot of movies.
But then we'll get to music at some point, and then you'll probably just see me go off.
Yeah, Alex will go off about music, and I'll just be like, but what have you ever heard of Britney Spears? Like, my Lord and Savior?
It's like, I understand where you're coming from, but like, have you just heard the beat? And
have you never heard Gimme More? It's Britney, bitch. I just had a discussion how Blackout is her best album. Because she was going through what she was going through in 2007 when she had that album. And you could tell she put her foot into that.
What's the song on that album?
Gimme More, Piece of Me.
Piece of Me I'd heard.
Hot as Ice, Freak Show, Get Naked, I Got a Plan, Toy Soldier, Radar.
Was that last one actually a song?
Which one?
Get Naked, Toy Soldier?
Get Naked, I Got a Plan, and then Toy Soldier.
Oh, the three
different
separate
songs. Two different songs.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so far I got one.
Well, you didn't ask me which ones you knew. You said for me to name a song off the album, so I named most of them. It's Britney, bitch. Let's segue now off of like the kinks and talk about hookup culture and dating apps. Because we've both frequented the dating apps.
Yeah, I actually thought about trying to see what would happen if I did it now.
Ooh, I don't know. It might be pretty because everyone else is kind of stuck in the house still.
I feel like it'd be a good like way to make conversation, but there has been so many instances.
It's a great way to source content.
Yeah, be so many instances where like you try to initiate conversation and you get like
one-worded answers.
You get one-worded answers, and then you get like a response or two, and then it's just over.
Interesting.
I'm just like,
that's very much the same thing with gay apps. There are so freaking many dating sites and apps, though.
And that's for both orientations, really.
Most of them, yes. Most of them swing any which way you want to swing.
But there's specific. Well, so
there are specific ones for gays.
There's specific gay. But there's not like specific straight. Like that's universal. It's just not as frequented.
I'm not sure. Oh, I'm sure Christians only.
Is it a Christian mingle? Christian mingle.
Oh yeah. Farmers only is that
Farmers
one.
only, yeah. Christian farmers.
And I'm sure Christian farmers only. That's a lot. A lot of them are pretty. There's like one called Spooner. And like I wanted to
just meet up and eat pudding.
No, or you spoon. You just cuddle and spoon.
I'd be great at that. Only in the winter. My body temperature.
Radiation.
My body temperature is probably like a solid 102 all the time. It sucks.
That's terrifying. So I've been on a lot of dating apps in my lengthy career as a sex connoisseur. I've gone on Grindr, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. There's been a Scruff profile, a Recon profile, Rieger, Jacked. There is so very many apps that I have been on, and I've just been a big old hoe on all of them. OkCupid was one of them. Plenty of Fish I've done. I make all these accounts though, and let me tell you, I maybe go on it for like 3 minutes and then I never use it again. What dating apps have you tried and are you on? Because you're single Sally over here.
Yeah, I am. What am I on? Currently, nothing. Currently. What have I used? I used Tinder. I got a lot of viruses.
What?
Like I didn't actually get viruses, but like I would
like bot accounts?
Try to start a conversation and be like, watch me touch my pussy. Look at this link right here. 18 plus only. I was just like, no.
Interesting. They do that on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen people sell drugs on Tinder besides like the actual intentions for Tinder.
All right. Never got drug offers.
Oh yeah. There's so many people that do it.
So tried Tinder.
Okay.
Tried Bumble. No success there.
I don't like that Bumble gives you a time limit. Like if you match with somebody, you have to like message them right there, and then they have 24 hours, and if they don't, then the window of love is closed.
Yeah. Especially when
sometimes I don't go on it.
It's supposed to be like the other person that's supposed to initiate the conversation too, and it's like you definitely get a notification. It's like, hey, this person like
you are just actively ignoring me now.
Yeah,
bitch.
And then I'd say Hinge was probably like the best one that I've ever been on.
I definitely said that I've done Hinge, but I haven't done Hinge. I just read it off this list because I was curious if you had been on it.
I had.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
I actually met four people.
Ooh,
yeah,
so social.
And one of them was the girl I just dated.
Okay,
that was it. The other ones like I had met with and like had drinks with. But
have you heard of one called Raya?
No.
That's one that like came up on a list, and I don't know too much about it, but that's one that I had heard. Now, the real one I want to know if you know anything about is Seeking Arrangements. Do you know anything about Seeking Arrangements? Do you know what Seeking Arrangements is, Alex? Seeking Arrangements is the #1 dating website for sugar daddies and sugar babies. Bitch.
Okay.
I've had an account since 2010. Imagine. No.
Does it go? It does go both ways, right? There can be like a sugar mama.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
It's funny because a long time ago we had a friend.
Okay.
Who was obsessed with trying to go to this place in AC in the Tropicana, Boogie Nights.
Oh, I love Boogie Nights.
And I don't know if
I've got a fun story about Boogie Nights.
I don't know if they still do it, but I think once a week they had a day that was called the Cubs and Cougars. And it would be...
No.
Yeah, Cubs and Cougars.
I love that for them.
I have never been.
Okay.
But he wanted to go real bad.
Who was this?
His name was Darius. We were friends with him with a while, and then we fell off. He knew Nick longest, and like I was friends with him for a bit, but communication is kind of like
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boogie Nights is fun. So Seeking Arrangements, I found out about from a client of mine who told me that like she went on it, she makes good money. And I recommended it to one of my friends, and I said, "Oh, like you're out of work right now. Like maybe you should try Seeking Arrangements and get yourself a sugar daddy." And he said, "Okay." Made a profile, started talking to this guy. Oh my god, I don't even know his real name. I don't even remember his real name because he was a large, overweight, rich white man. So we called him Stanley Walker. Because that was the name of a large, overweight, white, rich man on Will and Grace.
okay.
So we called him Stanley Walker. And I always used to say, like, oh, God, like, please just don't let him die when you're with him. Like, make sure you leave him when leave him alive. Leave him on an inch of his life if you have to.
Just to pull a full Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
Are you proud of me for knowing that?
I am so proud of you for knowing that because that's one of my favorite pictures in the world is her getting married to her lovely, wealthy, older, sickly man. She worked hard for that money. She gave that man a high five.
He was made of liver spots.
Oh my god, he's just one big liver spot. So he goes to meet up with Stanley Walker. He has to go from Jersey to New York. So he takes the train into Penn Station, from Penn Station to Grand Central to Connecticut.
Your friend is doing this?
My friend is doing this.
Jesus.
To meet up with this guy at a hotel and see him.
In Connecticut?
In Connecticut.
Damn.
And so I'm like tracking him the whole time, making sure he's safe.
Via like a Snapchat location?
Sort of, yeah. On iPhones, you can share your location.
Okay.
So he was sharing his location with me. And so I had been tracking him, and then when he finally got home, we met up that night, and I said, "Tell me what the fuck just happened to you." And he said they met up, they had a snack, they talked. The old man looked at my friend and jerked off. And then he got $700 cash.
What?
Bitch.
Damn.
I said, if that's all it takes, give me your seeking arrangements account. I'll have you making 10 G's a week. I'll have you making 10 G's easy. I'll be the Kris Jenner to this. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Make sure he doesn't die.
Keep your mouth.
Wait.
Keep your mouth closed.
Speaking of older people,
Just don't
and
get
sex.
it.
Speaking of older people and sex.
Don't get it in my ear, pussy.
Oh my god! Speaking of older people and sex, would you have sex with an old person? An older person?
Are you talking like geriatric?
I'm talking like, what would be the oldest person you would like fornicate with? Fornicate, what a good word.
Dude, I fucking know. 65?
Okay.
That's,
Like, you don't want to go fuck Betty White right now?
No, that is. You're saying
you
just
don't want to go
make sure they don't die?
You don't want. You don't want to go stick your dick in something older than dust, like.
It just seems like it'd be gritty.
Ooh.
Like,
Like.
even,
What?
Even
Gritty?
Gritty.
What is it? Sandpaper?
It's no, like, you know, like even
Your lips don't dry out that much.
even if you lubed up, like, what's that kinetic sand?
Oh my god! Like we were talking about the Sandy Handy.
Yeah.
I can't with you. I fucking hate you so much.
I know, but that's our friendship.
Oh my
It's
God.
hating each other and wishing you could punch me right in the fucking mouth.
I'll do it right here and now.
I know you will.
No, we'll make an OnlyFans for that.
I actually watched him fight once. It was crazy.
You were there for that. That's
I
right. That
was.
was the butchest thing I ever did.
He put a dude in a headlock.
I put a dude in a. I grabbed some guy. I broke up a fight. Put a dude in a headlock. Whipped him around.
He even called himself the F word.
Who?
You.
I did.
But
that's because that's my
it's
rebuttal.
'cause- it's
Hold
'cause
on.
The guy,
hold on.
The guy was dropping a hard F.
The guy dropped the hard F.
Not to Vince, though.
No, he didn't drop it to me. He dropped it to the cop who was saying what was happening. Because this man attacked like a younger person.
The cop came after that. He called the kid he was going after the hard F.
No,
And-
he called me that after I ripped him off of him. He didn't call him that. Yeah, because they were arguing during the hockey game, and then after the game he literally skated off and it like put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
and just kind of dogged him. And then I scoop necked him, I peeled him off. I said, "You're a 35-year-old hurting a 21-year-old. Stop embarrassing yourself." And then I did like this where I like threw him off me. And then like he's like talking shit to his boys and he's saying that like the faggot, da, 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 da. And then like the minute I hear that as a gay person, the flames on the side of my face that just ignite.
Mm-hmm.
Where I always instantly have to rebuttal back with, "And you're gonna be the guy who gets his ass beat by the faggot," and that's just, it's like an involuntary response because I will beat your ass.
He did. He had him on the ground in a full headlock, and he's like, "Yeah, how does it feel to have the F?
Yeah,
Have you in a headlock?" I'm not gonna say it.
you can't say it because
I
you're
can't
not
say
one.
it.
Only I can say it because I am one. Unless you've sucked a dick, you don't get to say the F word.
Can't say the F word.
Where were we talking about before this though?
The OnlyFans for you punching me in the face.
Oh yes. OnlyFans for punch. Okay, what were we before that though? I don't even remember. I know we were talking about seeking arrangements.
We're talking about the gravity sand pussy.
Oh my
I
god!
don't even. What is gravity sand? Kinetic sand.
Kinetic sand, gravity sand.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Floating
is.
in the air, pussy.
Sex and
the scent of pussy wafting through the air.
No, man, imagine having zero gravity sex. That'd be so cool.
I'm sure it would. But there's a lot of factors that would go into that.
Because you can't get leverage because you're floating.
Yeah. Like, you don't have anything to work off of. What if you guys start drifting apart? You can't, like, find your way back to each other, and then you're just left on the opposite ends of the space shuttle? Where else would anti-gravity happen?
You kick off the wall like a swimming pool.
Oh my god. I hate you. Back to seeking arrangements. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
That's the meat and taters we were talking about here.
The sugar daddies, and then also Cubs and Cougars was a thing there too.
But
Or,
my
I'm sorry,
friend would
Pokemons.
meet up with this guy like once a week, and this like the same thing. You know.
Do you know what the cost was to get to Connecticut?
Probably about $40,
Damn, that is a killing.
and 700. And then for his birthday, the sugar daddy bought him Giuseppe Zanotti sneakers, $1,000 sneakers.
That's just excessive.
A David Yurman bracelet. I think it was like $400.
I just want you to know that if you made up fashion names,
You would absolutely not know. But
yeah.
the people listening to this, I would hope that you know. Because the biggest purchase that my friend made was he went to the Cartier store
I know what that is.
on Fifth Avenue in New York City and got himself a Cartier bracelet. Not the love bracelet. It was like they're like chain linked, and it's like they're gold links that are there, and then you get like a silk thread that like holds them together. He would go every week and change the color of the cord because it was free. What?
Listeners and viewers
And viewers and everyone else.
I know that Vince knows the estimated price of what he just described.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm gonna guess it was something astronomical.
Oh, this little bracelet thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you're like me, you know shit about fashion, style, brands.
Can't relate.
Shoot us an estimation as to what you think that little chain link Fifth Avenue store bracelet costs. My guess is going to be $3,000.
You would be wrong.
That's fine.
It is not that excessive. It's a silk cord and 2 gold links. It was about $750, I think.
Okay, well, you know what? Now you don't have to DM us because there's the answer.
Yeah. If you're talking about the love bracelet, that's the one that like Kylie Jenner has stacked on her wrist. Those I think they start at like $3,300.
And she has several of them?
She has like 6 on one wrist.
Does it look like a slinky?
No,
Okay.
but it does
Because
look.
I would just like wear a slinky. Like, I got my Cartier slinky. Goes down the stairs.
That's how I felt when people wore the Alex Anani bracelets. Do you remember that Alex Anani? Those
Isn't that
bracelets.
still a thing?
I mean, I'm sure it is, but like people used to stack bracelets up their wrist, and that looked like a slinky. But somebody commented on a picture where you could see all of her bracelets on her wrist, and they said, "Wow, Kylie Jenner's really wearing my college tuition on her wrist."
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
She's just wearing
excessively rich. I
fashionable
aspire to be that.
Fashionable silly bands, if everybody remembers those.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So I never cared for silly bands.
I
Never.
no.
Ugh. Would you ever do it like a sugar daddy, sugar mama situation?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Like,
if somebody was like, "Come to Connecticut, we'll grab a drink, get dinner, and you just stand in the corner while I flick my bean, and then you get paid."
I did forget he did get naked after a while. He started undressing. You're just gonna sit naked?
Just stand naked in a corner like a weird fleshy tree. Sure.
Looking like Slender Man.
Sausage man.
Ooh. Okay. I think we've covered
I would look like
the most amount of topics we possibly can pertaining to sex.
Like the Michelin tire man. Just.
Oh my god.
Do you like?
Stop.
Do you like that, honey?
Ooh, Alex. I hate you. I hate you so much. You're the
I feel
worst.
like at some point I feel like me doing this.
Uh-huh.
Everyone is just gonna be like, "Oh, there's Big Ed from that show."
Oh my god. At this point, I don't want to talk to you ever again.
Tune in next time for Super Friends Separation.
Oh my god. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe.
XOXO Gossip Girl.